Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well this morning. Doesn't look like we have anyone in courtroom 2 as of yet, so we'll get started as soon as the jail is ready. So we'll just be in recess until they're ready.
Ian, to call me. You're muted. Mr. Walker, Ian Walker.
Hi, good morning, Mr. McLean.
Good morning. Could you call me on the 2392, please?
Of course.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Have you ladies seen any car keys? Any car keys? No. Hello.
You found your keys?
I haven't found them. I just left them in the bathroom.
You found them?
No, I didn't.
No, this won't allow me on, my Odyssey.
I'm sorry, Miss Butler.
You found it?
No.
Okay,
Hello.
ladies, we're happy to have you this morning, but who's ever on the 62412, we can hear you, so I'll need for you to mute yourself. And I will also need for you to find a quiet place. Stop walking around for me. This is a court session, so you'll need to find yourself a place. We're happy to have you, but I can't have you walking around during court, okay? So find yourself a steady place. Otherwise, go off camera. Thank you.
This is what happens on Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's out of memory. It gotta be. I don't have a laptop. I don't have it. Whoever had it last, I don't have it.
You know, I was just saying, do you want me to bring it?
Yeah, you can if you're gonna allow me to get on the Odyssey. Or do I need to get on Odyssey on here?
You have to set your profile.
Oh. well,
You already logged into the left.
Yeah, I already logged into it before.
That's on the left.
Morning, Austin Norris. Hope you're doing well this morning.
How you doing, Judge? You already know how it's gonna be today.
I do. Well, I understand y'all are short staffed, so
I'm gonna try to do it the best way I can, sir.
I know you are. I know you are. You're very much appreciated, so we appreciate you.
Appreciative, sir.
Let us know when you're ready.
All right, we're gonna bring up position number 25, Mr. Brandon Phillips.
And that's going to be a negotiated plea, Mr. McLean.
I believe it is, Your Honor, yes.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Phillips. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. Can you hear me, sir?
Yo, what's up, y'all?
Good morning. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state office purpose calendar. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. I respect you, sir.
Okay, I'm not saying you don't. I just want to make sure you're listening to me. All right, so this is a state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Your Honor. The state's recommendations will be 12 months to serve, 1 day, credit for time served, 1 day, balance probated with the conditions of a 6-week anger management course, no further contact with the victim, whose name is Ronald Rucker, Rucker.
Can you
Mr.
all please
Mr.
estimate
McLean?
if they're seeing any keys? Cause I just got out of the bathroom and I haven't been nowhere else.
Mr. Phillips has told me that he wants to ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty. And he stipulates to venue identification and factual basis.
Okay, Mr. Phillips, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004474F, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery, is that correct?
Yeah, I plead guilty.
Okay, are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You have been represented by Mr. McLean. Are you happy with what he's done for you?
Most definitely.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
You don't want a jury trial, do you, Mr. Phillips?
No, sir, I don't want jury trial. I don't want jury trial.
Okay, has anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Phillips. Let's see, when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status. So the sooner you get the 6 weeks of anger management done, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, okay?
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, brother. Next, we're gonna go to position number 30, Mr. DeQuandre Smith.
Also a negotiated plea.
Yes, Your Honor. And by the way, Your Honor, number 32 will also be a negotiated plea. We had put that down as TBA.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, can you give me 1 minute? Can I mute for 1 minute, please?
Okay, yes, just let me know when you're ready.
I'm still trying to get on. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this thing going.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, let me know when you're ready, Mr. McLean.
And the theft course, yeah, take that theft course.
You ready, Mr. McLean?
Thank you for your honor. He's clear on the terms.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Smith. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I'm Melissa ain't letting me in.
Okay, give me just a moment, Mr. Smith. I apologize. Whoever's on 1+, ma'am, I need for you, this is a court, official court session, 1+. Whoever you are, ma'am, we're happy to have you with us, but I need for you to dress appropriately, get out of your bedroom, and find another place we're happy to have you here, but I can't have you in bed, okay? So find yourself another place to address the court, or go off camera until the person that you're here for comes on, okay? You hear? Okay. All right, thank you, ma'am. Can we take her off camera, please?
Yeah, tell me.
I apologize, Mr. Walker. Go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. State's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 134 days, credit for time served, 67 days, balance probated with the conditions of an anti-theft course, and a stay away from the Walmart located at 844 Cleveland Avenue.
Has he been in just on this charge, Mr. Walker?
I can double check. Give me 2 seconds.
Um,
Looks like he is. He does have a hold out of Dunwoody in addition to this charge.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, I think that is correct. So he does ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty while stipulating to factual basis, venue and identification.
Mr. Smith, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 007310 F, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Smith. Let's see, as soon as you complete the theft course, the probation will terminate. So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Your Honor, in addition, could he possibly have 2 months of waiver of probation fee? I think he's got some financial problems he was expressing to me.
He should be able to get that theft class done in a week or so. So I'm not inclined to waive any of the fees at this point in time because he should just be in and out of that theft class. So
Just
And
have to pay at one
the sooner he
time.
gets it done, the sooner he won't be on probation. So that'll be a motivation. Good luck to you, Mr. Smith.
Very, very good. Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Position number 1 and 2, Mr. Anderson.
Your Honor, he's actually talking to a client right now.
Okay,
So we can go to position number 30.
Okay.
Mr. Ricky Williams.
That was 30. Maybe yours might be numbered differently.
I might be saying it wrong.
Ricky, 37.
37, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
My apologies.
No problem.
and this is also going to be a negotiated plea.
It is, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the
Morning.
state, good morning, sir. This
How
is
you
the
doing?
state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can put your hand down, Mr. Williams. Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's offer is 12 months to serve, 30 days, credit for time served, 15 days. Balance suspended with the condition of staying away from the Greyhound location or the Greyhound bus station. That address is 232 Forsyth Street.
Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, on that suspended sentence, he can certainly stay away from the Greyhound bus station. And he does ask the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty and stipulates to the 3 necessary elements.
Mr. Williams, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004352 J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Williams. You know you can't go back to that Greyhound bus station, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Williams.
Good luck to you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, can we go to the probation calendar?
Okay,
Position 4 and position 5, Mr. Michael Lucius.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Lucius. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Officer Harris.
Morning, Arnie. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you're as well.
Your Honor, I was just informed that Derek Howard is actually doing probation. I do not see him on the Zoom.
Okay, so,
We're gonna skip the probation.
okay, we'll be back to you, Ms. Harris, Officer Harris. Thank you.
And we're gonna go to position number 3 on the SAP calendar, Mr. Brian Arnold.
This is a negotiated plea also.
Yes, Your Honor, this will be a negotiated plea.
Good morning, Mr. Arnold. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court is be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Good morning, Mr. Pilon. I hope you're well.
Well, how are you, Judge?
Doing well, thank you.
The recommendation for this case is 12 months served 50 days, credit for time served 17 days, balance probated, behavioral health evaluation and treatment, 6-week anger management, no further contact with Iona Ramirez.
Okay, Mr. Dutters?
Thank you, Your Honor. That's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea. Mr. Arnold does not have stable employment, so we would request this court to waive a few months of his probation fees to help him land on his feet, as well as switch to non-reporting status upon completion of all conditions.
Any objection to non-reporting, Mr. Pilon?
No, Judge.
Mr. Arnold, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004296C, you wish to plead guilty to simple battery and disorderly conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Arnold. I'm going to waive 2 months of the probation fees to help you get and stay on your feet. And when you complete the terms of the probation, it'll go to a non-reporting status, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right. You're welcome. Good luck to you, Mr. Arnold.
All right. Thank you so much.
Position 1 and 2, Anderson.
I'm sorry,
I just want to make it clear that he's going to be spending extra time in jail.
but that's my understanding.
Okay, I just need to mark that known.
And this is also going to be a negotiated plea and a non-process, is that right?
Position is.
I believe so, Judge,
Your
yes.
Honor, what position was this? My apologies. It was-
You found position 1 and 2, Mr. Anderson,
Yes, Your Honor, this will be a negotiated plea and a no process.
okay? Good morning, Mr. Anderson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Pilon?
Judge, the recommendation for position 1 is 12 months to serve, 365 days. Credit for time served, 223 days. And position 2 will be in null pros.
Mr. Dutters?
Yes, Your Honor, I looked at the jail time and confirmed that that works, and we do stipulate to the fact that basis, venue, and IP for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Anderson, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 002509J, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass. Is that correct?
I was well confused. I thought they said I was getting credit for time served for my case. About
Yes, it's my understanding that this is a time served plea, Mr. Anderson.
So I'll be finished on my time today?
Mr. Douglas, do you want to address your client?
Yeah, Mr. Anderson, we spoke yesterday, and I'm happy to speak with you on the phone. This will resolve the hold related to this case, but you do have other matters that will continue holding you. But this case will no longer be reflected on your jailing screen.
Okay. As you said, 365 days. I didn't do 365 days. That's what I was actually.
Right. So jail time is a 2-for-1. So you've done 223 days. That's more than enough time.
Okay.
Okay, you ready to proceed, Mr. Anderson? Do you have any other questions for Mr.
No
Douglas?
other questions.
Okay, so my last question to you is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, I'm not.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you've given up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Anderson. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Who do we have next?
Your Honor, can we go back to the probation to Michael Lucius?
Okay,
That's position number
Join us.
3. No, not 3, it's 4 and 5, I believe.
did Mr. Howard join us?
Yes, he's actually in the courtroom.
Oh, okay. Good morning, Mr. Lucius. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor, Mr. Lucius was sentenced to probation on October 27, 2022 to 12 months to complete 50 hours of community service and a shoplifting class. Mr. Lucius has not reported to our office. He has 3 months, 26 days remaining. Probation recommendation is giving him credit for time served and to close his case.
How much time does he have left?
3 months, 26 days.
And how long has he been in?
He's been in 24 days, Judge. And he does have a hold from another jurisdiction.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Howard.
Good morning, Judge. We would ask court to accept that recommendation.
All right. Mr. Lucius, I'll accept the recommendation of probation, time served. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Who do we have next?
Yes, sir, we're gonna go to Mr. Mamadou Diallo. He's position number 9.
Are you going to file a waiver, Mr. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file a waiver of arraignment. We will request to address bond today.
Okay, let's see. Who do we have on from pretrial?
I'm here, Your Honor.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Ms. Tyson.
Good morning. What position is this?
This is position number 9, Mr. Diallo.
All right, 1 minute. Mr. Diallo, looks like he only has 1 arrest cycle. That was July 10th, 2023 for cruelty to animals. So the same charges that's on the calendar. He has no other arrests in Georgia. And it looks like he has 1 arrest cycle out of Pennsylvania. That's from 2009. And it looks like it just says deportable alien. That's all it says on the GCIC. Nothing to add, Your Honor.
Okay. And so the current bond is a $1,000 good bond on each charge. Yes, Mr. Pilon.
Yes, Judge. In this case, Fulton County Animal Services called police department to aid in an investigation because the defendant would not allow them onto his property and would not identify himself. Once the officer arrived and identified the defendant, the animal services officer showed police officer 2 videos of the defendant beating a dog with a 2x4 and locking another dog up for extended time without food or water. And when animal services arrived, that same dog was still locked up without food or water. The defendant's wife did surrender the dogs to Fulton County Animal Services. Judge, for those reasons, we're asking that you maintain the bond. I think it's a low enough bond.
Okay, Mr. Dudus.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Diallo is 35 years old and he has been held in custody for 16 days on a $2,000 surety bond that he's unable to afford, and we are asking for a signature bond. As we heard from pretrial, he has no other cycles outside of a 2009 immigration-related incident. I have good contact information for Mr. Diallo, a good address. And as we heard, his wife, I do have his wife's phone number, Miss Nicole O'Neill, who I believe he will be living with. Mr. Diallo has 1 5-year-old son, and his wife is pregnant with 1 child on the way that he wants to be a part of their lives and financially support his family. He went to Brooklyn College in New York for business administration, and he's currently working at Millhouse Security, where he believes he can go back. Mr. Diallo vigorously maintains his innocence. He told me that the dog was outside while cleaning the house, and that for the past 15 years, ever since volunteering at a shelter and seeing animals be euthanized, it broke his heart, and he's done his best to spend his free time rehabilitating animals, and he is absolutely heartbroken by these accusations, maintains his innocence. And for these reasons, we would ask for a signature bond so that he can be a part of his, adequately be a part of his defense.
Okay, Mr. Dudus, I'm gonna convert the good bonds to signature bonds, 1,000 each. He's to surrender all animals and he's not to have any animals in his household, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Diallo.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's see, if we have Larry and Patterson in the court, can we get him to speak with his counsel?
Is Larry on Patterson here? He's not in the courtroom, Your Honor.
Okay, so apparently are we gonna have him, is he coming up today? He's on.
He is number 24, of course, and I was gonna convey to him the offer. The offer is an extra time offer, but it's I believe 12 days extra.
Well, I think he has private counsel on the line. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you, sir?
Good, good. So as soon as we get him, I'll give you the opportunity to speak with him, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we appreciate your patience. All right.
All right, next we're gonna go to Mr. Tyrone Johnson. He's position 16 and position 17.
And Your Honor, Mr. Johnson did indicate he has a question, if I could be placed on mute briefly.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, Mr. Daughtry has to talk to Mr. Johnson.
Okay,
I have Mr. D'Angelo McGuire in the courtroom, and I believe his attorney is Mr. Majeski. But I don't see Mr. Majeski on the Zoom.
right. Do we know if Mr. Majeski has entered a notice as of yet? And if not, would somebody mind calling him to see if he's gonna be with us today?
Okay,
Ms.
Judge, I'm checking now.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Grace. Good morning. We appreciate it.
Good morning, thank you. I'm showing a Judy Zachary Judd as the attorney on record from 1/27/23 from Mr. McGuire.
That's the public defender, Ms. Grace. Apparently, Mr. Majeski on the notice from the PD that indicated that he was his attorney. If you got the copy of the notice, they have a phone number on there. Do you have a copy of the PD announcements from the email today?
I check, Ms. Lewis.
If you do, there's a phone number on there from Mr. Majeski.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, he needs, if someone's here on that case, she said that Mr. Majeski doesn't have a Zoom link. So yeah, if somebody could get in touch with him and give him the Zoom link, sounds like he'll be able to log on virtually.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Officer Milton. How are you today?
Are you ready for my two people?
Yes, I'm ready. If, everyone
Okay,
else is.
I have to go downstairs and get them. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All
We'll be
right.
waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
When that occurs, I need to talk to Mr. Taylor momentarily and okay, I need to talk to Mr. Taylor when he appears. And the other person is simply a not guilty, an arraignment. That's
Okay.
Ms. Stivers.
Okay, on their precision.
Your Honor, we can go back to Mr. Tyrone Johnson.
Okay. What are we gonna do with Mr. Johnson this morning?
Yes, Your Honor. Position 16 will be a negotiated plea.
Okay. And position 17?
Position 17 will be a plea of not guilty and waive arraignment. And we'd like to address bond. Is that correct, Mr. Johnson? Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, so why don't we take the position 16 first? Good morning, Mr. Johnson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand for me, Mr. Johnson? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Mr. Pilon.
Yes, Judge, the recommendation for position 16 is 12 months to serve, 14 days. Credit for time served, 7 days. Balance probated, alcohol, drug evaluation, and treatment.
Mr. Douglas?
Yes, Your Honor, that's our understanding of the offer. We do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID. Mr. Johnson does tell me that he does not have stable employment at this time. He would request a couple months to land back on his feet in order to complete all conditions. So we would ask this court to waive a few months of his probation fees and allow him to switch to non-reporting status upon completion of the ADET.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 0000155F, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and public drunk, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury? You don't want a jury trial, do you?
Oh, no, sir.
Okay, and you understand that you're giving up that right by pleading guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir, they haven't.
All right, I will accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Johnson, Mr. Douglas, I believe that he should be able to get through the ADET relatively quickly, so I'm not inclined to waive any of the fees, but I will allow it to go to a non-reporting status once he completes the ADET. So the sooner you get that done, Mr. Johnson, the sooner you won't be on reporting probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's go to position number 17 now, and does he have a history?
Yes, Judge. Looks like Mr. Johnson, he has 3 arrest cycles out of Georgia. 2 of them are position 16 and 17 on the calendar. He has a previous arrest out of East Point for willful obstruction. It just states that it was bound over April of 2022. He has 27 arrest cycles out of Florida. Within the last 10 years, he does have a felony conviction for possession of cocaine. Disposition date on that is January of 2015. He has a misdemeanor conviction for a hit and run. Disposition date on that is June of 2019. And his last arrest was December of 2019, and that was for violation of probation. And it looks like it says leaving accident scene and possession of marijuana. So, yep, and nothing to add, Your Honor.
Okay, yes, Mr. Pilon.
Your Honor, in this case, officers were responding to a domestic call around 5 in the morning on July 9th. When they arrived, the defendant was pounding on the apartment door and assumed a fighting stance as the officer approached. The defendant then stopped and continued pounding on the door until the victim, who is the defendant's ex-girlfriend and whom the defendant has a child with, opened the door. Defendant then threatened the victim by raising his fists at her. And the defendant also resisted arrest as officers were attempting to handcuff him. Judge, in light of the nature of the charge and the recency of the Florida conviction, we are asking that you maintain the bond that's set, which I show as a $1,000 surety on count 1 and a $2,000 surety on count 2. We would also ask for no further contact with the victim and a stay away from the incident address. And I can put that in the chat, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Douglas.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Johnson is 36 years old. He has been in custody for the past 16 days on a $3,000 surety bond on this case that he is not able to afford. He tells me he cannot afford any monetary bond, so we would request a signature bond. As we heard from pre-trial, while he does have a history, we didn't hear any violent related charges. there was one BOP, but no FTAs. So I'm confident that Mr. Johnson understands the severity of the situation and will keep an eye on his mail and return to all court dates. I have a good phone number for Mr. Johnson, as well as a good address in East Point, which if it is not correct on Odyssey, I'll make sure to put in the chat. He did graduate high school in Florida, and he last worked at Technique Concrete. He's not sure if that job is still waiting for him, but he will do his best to get that job back or find new employment as soon as he is released. Mr. Johnson maintains his innocence, but he is clear that while this issue is pending, that he can have no further contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that incident location. Again, I do have a good address for Mr. Johnson that is separate from that incident location that he tells me the alleged victim has no reason to go to. We would also request a third-party transfer for the shared child.
Judge, I apologize. I would like to sound for the victim. Her name is Miss Shanika Melton.
Ms. Melton is with us this morning and would like to address the court. Now is your opportunity to do so. Doesn't appear so, Mr. Pilon. Let's see. I gave Mr. Johnson his bond back on July 10th. And given the offer that was made and that he pled to the other charges that he had, Mr. Dotis, I'm going to convert the good bonds to a signature bond, same amount, no further contact with Ms. Shanika Melton. And just so you know, Mr. Johnson, no contact means no contact whatsoever. No phone contact, no personal contact, no internet contact, no email contact, no contact. You understand me, sir?
Yes, sir. I surely understand. We have.
Hold on. I'm not done yet. So hold on. And I do understand that you have a child together. I'm not gonna keep you from your child. So, but you're gonna have to maintain a third party contact so that you can have visitation with your child. You just can't contact Ms. Melton in regards to that. You're gonna have to do it through a third party. You also to stay away from her residence. And when I gave you the bond, I gave you the opportunity to go back to her or to go back to that location, Skipper Place, on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that you might have there. So I'll give you that opportunity now as well. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. If I find out that you've contacted Ms. Melton or that you violated this bond in any other way, it will be revoked. You understand me, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir. I do understand.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
All right, thanks.
Good luck, sir.
You have all those terms, Mr. Dotis?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll draft it and send it as soon as I leave the room.
Okay, very good. Who do we have next?
Position number 11, Mr. Goodman, Robert Goodman.
Is this going to be a waiver, Mr. Dotis?
I'm sorry, is it position 11?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. This will be a not guilty plea and a waiver of arraignment.
All right. Anything else necessary for Mr. Goodman this morning?
No, Your Honor. This isn't holding.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Goodman. Your case is going to be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, okay? Good luck to you, sir.
Position 15, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, and what's the announcement on Mr. Johnson?
Your Honor, I haven't received discovery for position 15. I put in my announcements that I needed discovery. So I will need to go over that if the ASG could send me that for position 15.
Okay. Mr. Pilon or Mr. Walker, can you get that to Mr. Dotis?
Sure, I'll take a look at it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Walker. I appreciate it. I don't mean to inconvenience you.
Never.
Okay, do we have someone else that we can take while we're waiting?
Yes, Your Honor, we got position number 29, Ms. Dexter Sky. That's a TBA. I need to talk to Mr. Shine for a moment. All right.
Mr. McLean. needs-
Position 12, Mr. Harrison.
That's McLeod on the conflict.
Yes, that's Ms. McLeod's case, I think. I'm not sure if I don't think Ms. McLeod is on with us, as of yet. Ms. Grace, can we call Ms. McLeod and get an ETA on her? She's probably in someone else's courtroom, I can imagine.
Okay, will do, Judge.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Judge Morrow,
I have position,
email, she said she's in court in another county at the moment.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
She
Mr.
does
Jordan.
plan on showing up here.
All right, thank you. So,
I got position number 6 and 7, Mr. Potter, for probation.
okay, I don't think that we have any attorneys, at the
Yes, we
present.
do. Derek Howard's here, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Howard, you're representing Mr. Potter, is that right?
That's correct, Judge.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Potter. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Okay, thank you, Mr. Potter. Officer Harris, are you with me?
Sorry about that, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Potter was sentenced to probation actually on January the 26th of this year, to 12 months to pay restitution in the amount of $487. And even as of today, Mr. Potter has not reported to our office. He has 6 months, 13 days remaining. Probation recommendation is to revoke his probation.
How long he's been in for 36 days now?
He's been in for 85 days, Judge.
85 days?
So
Mr.
I recommend, we don't believe that's reasonable at all. Essentially, they want to revoke him because he didn't have money. He tells me that he has been homeless since he was released from jail on this case, Judge. He's had some housing instability. So that is directly related to his inability to pay and to report. We asked the court to just close this case out. He does have another case that he has to deal with that has a $2,500 bond that he can't make. Superior Court case, but as it relates to this criminal trespass, Judge, I believe 85 days is worth $400 or something. So we asked the court to close this case out.
Okay, anything further, Officer Harris?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I agree. I think 85 days is enough time for this criminal trespass. Time served, 85 days. Good luck to you, Mr. Potter.
Thank you, Judge.
I have Mr. Reynolds on probation. He's position number 8 and 9.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Reynolds. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Reynolds. Let's see, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Reynolds was sentenced to probation on December the 13th, 2022 to 12 months to complete a stop missing course. He also missed a prior hearing on June the 20th of this year with Judge Edie. He has 3 months, 16 days remaining. Probation recommendations credit for time served in close case.
Any objection to that, Mr. Howard?
No objection, Judge.
All right, time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Reynolds. And there's someone trying to get my attention in regards to wanting to speak. I'm happy to give you the opportunity to speak when when the person that you're here for is brought before me. So we'll activate your camera and I'll call for you when that person comes before me. Who do we have next?
Position number 18, Mr. Keys.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Are you fine, Mr. Dutters? This is Mr. Keys, position number 18. What are we doing with Mr. Keys this morning? Do you still need to interview him?
Your Honor, I'd request a 1-week reset on Mr. Keys. I was unable to interview him yesterday, and this isn't what's holding him.
Can you interview him today, Mr. Dutters? I'm only asking that because it's a time served plea, and I'm happy to give you the opportunity to speak with him. I hate for him to sit in jail for another week if you guys can work it out.
All right, Your Honor, I do need to do some more digging, but he does have other cases that will continue holding.
Okay, all right, so we'll reset this until next Tuesday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Keys, we'll see you back next Tuesday.
The position number 18.
Yes.
Can we do position 6, Ms. Melvin Brittle?
And Your Honor, position 6 will just be a not guilty plea, and I'll be waiving arraignment.
Mr. Brittle, let's see, your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Your Honor, we're gonna go to position number 4. Position number 5, Mr. Ricky Bennett.
Okay,
What was that last one we just did? The one said not guilty. Go to the division judge.
give me just 1 second, I'll get back to it. Number 6.
Okay.
And what are we doing with Mr. Bennett this morning?
Your Honor, this is going to be a negotiated plea.
Okay. And is this Mr. Bennett next to you, Mr. Davis?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Bennett. I'm Judge Eric Moore. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Yes, Mr. Peeland.
Yes, Judge, the recommendation for position 4 is 12 months to serve, 136 days, credit for time served, 68 days, balance suspended. Position 5 is null pros.
Mr. Dutters?
That's our understanding of the offer, and we do stipulate to the factual basis, venue, and ID for the purpose of this plea.
Mr. Bennett, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 003518F, you wish to plead guilty to obstruction of a law enforcement officer and giving false information to law enforcement officer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Bennett. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Shaw, number 29, will be a not guilty. That'll be an arraignment. We can waive the reading of the accusation. It's just one count. And remind him of court dates and what would be the maximum punishment. That would certainly suffice for an arraignment.
Okay, and so this is Mr. Shy. Is that what you're telling me, Mr. McLean?
Yes, Your Honor. Dexter Shy, not guilty.
Okay, all right. Good morning, Mr. Shy. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Mr. Shaw, you've been charged in case 21 CR 003406C with battery. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Shaw? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, sir.
That's it. You'll need a trial lawyer from our office later on. Somebody.
Position 32.
Your Honor, can we deactivate 1+ camera, please?
Can we do what? I'm sorry.
Deactivate 1+ camera.
Okay, would you all please deactivate the 1+ camera?
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. And also, whoever was trying to get in touch with me about position number 14, Christopher Howard, they wanted to speak on behalf of Mr. Howard. It's my understanding that Mr. Howard has been released. Is that your understanding, Mr. McLean?
Number 14, let's see, Mr. Doty?
He may bond.
We check.
Okay, I'm being told that he may bond.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
So who's ever here for Christopher Howard, Mr. Howard is released and will not be with us this morning. Okay, so where are we now?
Position 32.
Okay.
Number 32 is Mr. Strickland.
And this is a negotiated
I'm sorry, go ahead.
plea?
It is.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Strickland. I'm Judge Eric Mora. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Strickland. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Strickland. Yes, Mr. Walker?
Sorry, I was muted. So this is going to be a modified offer of 12 months to serve, 24 hours, credit for time served, 24 hours, balance probated with the conditions of 20 hours of anger management and no further contact with the victim. I have to look up that victim's name. I can provide to the court momentarily.
You mean 20 hours of community service?
I'm sorry, that's not what I said. Apologies.
Mr. Walker, victim is Mark Clark.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay, so 20 hours of community service, is that right?
Yes, and no further contact with Mark Clark.
Mark Clark?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes. Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor, that's a negotiated plea. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea while stipulating to the 3 necessary elements. We modified that slightly to do the community service. And I believe he understands those terms. Is that correct, Mr. Strickland? They did what you wanted them to do. They substituted community service instead of the anger management class. Is that your understanding of what you wanted?
He's on, I think he's on mute. Is he at 5 South?
He is 5 South. I see him leaning
Okay.
forward.
Right. Did you hear that, Mr. Strickland? That is 20 hours of community service?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's what you wanted to accept?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further before I take the plea?
Yes, Your Honor. The correct spelling of his name starts with a Z, not a V. It is Zalman, not Valman.
Is he waiving all my fines?
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Strickland.
are my fines being waived to do the community service?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you,
My probation fees and fine, you had, like,
okay, so you're asking me to waive your fees so you can get the community service done?
Right.
yes,
Okay, all right. You think you can get that done in a month, Mr. Strickland? Can you get it all done in the first month?
yes.
Okay, so I'll waive the first month of fees for you, to help you get and stay on your feet, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Strickland, it's my understanding that in case 19 CR 0088880D, you wish to plead guilty to a fray, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Mr. Strickland. So it'll be 20 hours of community service. I'll waive the first month of probation to help you get on your feet and help you get through that community service. And as soon as you do the 20 hours, the probation is going to terminate, okay? So the sooner you get it done, the sooner you won't have to pay any fees and the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Strickland.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, can we do position 31, Amanda Strivers?
And of course, that's simply a not guilty, Your Honor, an arraignment. In fact, if she wishes, we do have a form to waive her presence if we want to make it even shorter. That would only save about half a minute.
Let me just go ahead and arraign her, if that's okay with you, Mr. McLean.
That's fine.
Good morning, Ms. Stivers. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Stivers, you've been charged in case 21 CR 004992F with theft by taking. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, Mr. McLean?
Do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Ms. Stivers, guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
You will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, who do we have
Mr.
next?
McLean, can you call 8122, please?
8122, okay.
Position 27 and 28.
That's mine.
Mr. Reeves.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's a not guilty, Your Honor, on those two.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Reeves. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? You have to answer verbally for me, sir.
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. Reeves. You've been charged in case 22 CR 004566C with criminal trespass and obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and in case 22 CR 002372C with battery. Each of these charges carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusations, Mr. McLean?
We do, Your Honor.
How do you plead, Mr. Reeves? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir. Good luck to you.
Johnson.
Okay, who do we have next?
Position 15, Mr. Johnson again. Trying to see if they ready for him.
And Your Honor, position 15 is going to be a not guilty plea, and we're going to waive arraignment.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Johnson. Your case is going to be returned to the division judge and you'll get notification of your next hearing date, sir.
All right.
All right, good luck to you.
Is Ms. McLeod on yet?
Does not appear so.
Okay. All right. Go to another floor.
And Mr. Christopher Howard does not have another hearing date as of yet. He'll get notification from a division judge. So I hope that answers whose ever question that was. The court has no further information regarding Mr. Howard. Okay, we'll be in recess until we have someone else.
Ms. Tyson, if you're there, if you could please check your chat. Thank you.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have Larion Patterson. I don't have his position number.
What's the last name?
Patterson.
Patterson?
He's on position number 24. 24.
Okay, so position 24.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Patterson. So,
And I got a paid attorney. I got a paid lawyer. I do. His name, Mr. Maxwell, he should be in a Zoom call today as well.
He's there, Your Honor. Matt Short is there.
Mr. Short, are you with us? So, Mr. Patterson, as soon as he's been on with us this morning, all morning. So as soon as he gets back with us, I believe he needs to speak with you for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Break
one. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we'll give him that opportunity as soon as he comes back, Mr. Patterson. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Who do we have at the South Annex or at ACDC?
That's Miss Henderson, Your Honor. Give me a second. I'll go down there and unmute her.
Mr. Majesky is coming on now.
You know, that's one where it may be an unnegotiated plea because we were doing a not guilty the other day and she changed her mind, decided to go with guilty, but I do need to ask Mr. Walker something before we go forward. If he could call me on 2392, that would be super.
Calling right now.
Val says she's stuck in court in Fayette County.
Oh, yeah, this is Miss Henderson.
Give us a moment, ma'am. Mr. Majeski, I see that you logged on. Are you with us?
Yes, Judge.
Yes, good morning. We have you down as representing a D'Angelo McGuire. Is that your client?
Yes, Judge, I'm gonna go ahead and take this misdemeanor case too. I got some other stuff with him, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this.
Okay, so do you need to speak with him this morning?
No, Judge, what posture is the case in?
Well, this is a state all purpose calendar. There's an offer on the table. It's a time served offer, I believe. So, so this is basically a plea and arraignment calendar this morning.
Okay, can we put it on for status and let me discuss that issue with him?
Okay, you want me to, so what we normally do is we'll place it on another SAP calendar. They are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So if you want me to place it on next week's Tuesday calendar, I'm happy to do so.
Yeah, could you do that, Judge? That'd be great.
Okay, so I'll reset position number 21, D'Angelo McGuire. And if you haven't already done so, if you would just go ahead and file a entry of appearance for me.
I did, Judge. It's probably pending approval in the clerk's office.
Okay, thank you. So we'll reset this until next Tuesday,
August 1st.
which is August 1st. And do you have somebody else on the calendar today or not?
I do not, Judge, but I gotta tell you, I really appreciate y'all doing everything you could to get me to appear this morning. I really appreciate that. You're always so helpful, Judge.
Okay, we're happy to do so. We're trying to move the cases. So the more that we can do, the more that we can get them moved. All right, so I'll see you next time, Mr. Majeski. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Okay. Mr. Schwartz, your client's ready for you. Okay. So
Thank you, Judge. I'm just catching up to the chat here.
No.
Is there a number I can call to the courtroom?
Do you want me to, I can put you into a breakout room if you want, or do you want to?
Oh, if that would be perfect. Thank you.
Okay, all right. So if we can place Mr. Schwartz and 5 North into a breakout room.
Okay, will do.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, are we ready for Ms. Henderson so I can go get the 2 males?
I will inquire of counsel. Are we ready for Ms. Henderson? Mr. McLean?
Let's see if I can unmute there, Your Honor. Very good. We are ready now for Ms. Henderson. Thank you.
Okay, and what are we doing with Ms. Henderson today?
Your Honor, this is going to be an unnegotiated plea.
Okay. And I see Mr. Schwartz still here. Okay, there he goes. All right, let's see. Good morning, Ms. Henderson. I am Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes. I mean, no, I don't disagree.
Okay, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down, ma'am. Let's see, can I get her history, Ms. Tyson?
Is she on another calendar?
She's on the
I don't-
add-on calendar, position number 2.
Oh, I don't have an add calendar. Okay.
Okay. Do you
Can
have,
we come back to, can somebody send me something? Because I don't have an add-on calendar.
do you have her history, Mr. Walker?
I can give you the latest I have, that she has a 2016 simple battery that was a conviction. It looks like that probation for the simple battery was revoked. There are 16 cycles. I'm working my way backwards. I'm showing that in June of 2022, out of Clayton, there was another simple battery conviction. That was a simple battery family violence. FTA. Marijuana in 2017 conviction. Another marijuana conviction. Obstruction conviction in 2008, so I'll stop there. But so most recently, I'm showing a 2016 conviction for simple battery out of Fulton, 2017 probation violation on a simple battery, and then June of last year out of Clayton, a simple battery family violence conviction. In this case, law enforcement was dispatched to 4745 State Road 138, was a convenience store. They spoke with the victim, Ms. Christina Johnson. She stated that the defendant accused her of stepping on her foot. The victim tried to explain it was an accident. At that time, the defendant did follow the victim into the restroom. The defendant pulled out a large stick. The victim actually had to pull out a knife to try to defend herself. At that time, the defendant pushed the victim to the ground, and police were called. Upon arriving at the scene, they spoke to the victim. The defendant then became irate with the officers. She kicked the officer who responded to the incident and then told the officers that she would kill him to death. The state's offered, based on the defendant's criminal history, based on her assaulting the victim.
Okay. Hold on.
I think I need to have a mental health referral.
The whole house.
Okay. Is anybody there at ACDC?
She said.
No.
Okay, they've muted. Go ahead, Mr. I'm sorry, Mr. Walker. Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, based on my experience in this case, I really professionally feel that I should refer this to the competency calendar and have her evaluated.
Okay.
I'll just say this: in 2018, there was a GE order filed, but she has taken pleas since then. But there have been past orders that have been filed on some of her cases.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So,
we're just not ready for today, Your Honor, and I think that's
okay. All right. So, do you want me to place her on a competency calendar, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What's the next competency calendar?
August the 10th.
August 10th competency calendar.
Very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so for those of you that are here for Ms. Henderson this morning, she's going to be placed on another calendar, the August 10th competency calendar. Are you happy to get in touch with the solicitor's office if you are a victim in the case, or if or you can get in touch with Mr. McLean if you are a family member? Let's see. We do have Ms. McLeod on now, so whenever we can take her cases. And I'm not sure.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Ms. McLeod. We'll see if we can raise your cases for you, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, well, I see Alpharetta Jail is on. I believe that's my client, position 10. If I could please have Alpharetta Jail call courtroom 2 at 612-2392.
Okay.
And Your Honor, I would need to convey the office to my clients. I have not been able to do that yet. One of them is going to be a time served, so I anticipate that he will accept it. But the other one, I just need to let my client explain the plea offer to him.
Okay, we'll give you that opportunity, Ms. McLeod, as soon as we get them before us, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
And is there someone at the Alpharetta Jail that can assist us? Okay, we'll be with you. Let's see, this is. Is this Mr. Bois at the Alpharetta Jail? Okay, you're on mute, Mr. Bois. So as soon as someone comes to assist us, we'll be with you, ma'am, okay? Officer Milton, are you still on the line?
How the hell they go back? Yeah, I wasn't done. I was still talking to him in the breakout court.
So what happened?
I don't know.
Okay, so are we
Larry,
ready?
it's okay.
Okay, yes, sir.
So are we ready with Mr. Patterson?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Judge, we are ready. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to Mr. Patterson. Our desire today is just simply to plead not guilty, to waive formal arraignment, and then move on with the normal course of events that this case would travel.
Okay, so you're gonna file a written waiver.
Okay, I can do that.
I can arraign him now if you want, or you can file a written waiver, whichever you prefer.
If you could arraign him now, that
Okay.
might be easier.
Okay. Good morning again, Mr. Patterson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Patterson. You've been charged in case 23 CR 004309H with battery family violence. This charge carries with it a maximum penalty of 12 months in jail and or $1,000 fine. Do you waive formal reading of the accusation, counsel?
We do.
How do you plead, Mr. Patterson? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
We will record your not guilty plea. Your case will be returned to the division judge and you will get notification of your next hearing date. Good luck to you, Mr. Patterson.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. You all have a good rest of your day.
All right, you do the same.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Has anyone shown up at the Alpharetta jail for us? No?
We can do position 35 and 36.
Okay.
Mr. Whitehead.
Go back to 300.
All right, Larry. All right.
That's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Whitehead. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Whitehead. Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's recommendation is 12 months is served, 24 hours, credit for time served, 24 hours, balance probated, with the conditions of a 6-week anger management course, no further contact with the victim, Ms. Carice Michelle, and a stay away from the incident location, which is 1631 Stanton Road.
Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor, that is those are the terms we expected to hear, and he does ask the court to accept those terms, and he wants the court to accept his negotiated plea. He has his hand up for a question, I believe.
One moment.
Yes, Mr. Whitehead, do you need to speak with Mr. McLean?
Just with the court in general, at some point, it won't be possible for me to not have contact with the alleged victim because she's the mother of my children.
There's third-party transfer for children on visitation, so this is a 1 year, it's a 12-month matter on probation.
So, Mr. Whitehead, I'm not going to keep you from your children, but while you're on probation, you're not to have any contact with the victim, but you can have a third-party transfer. So you can still see your children, but you'll have to have somebody intervene so that you can have visitation. You understand?
Okay.
All right. Anything, you have any other questions for Mr. McLean before I take the plea?
None, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Whitehead, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 006214C, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass and damage to property. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yeah.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Whitehead. Let's see, there will be third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation. And when you complete the 6 weeks of anger management, the probation will go to a non-reporting status. He has his hand up again, Mr. McLean.
I just wanted to make sure that I understand fully. So, I have a failure to appear on this case from missing court while in custody.
Okay, that's gonna be now processed. That's gonna be now processed.
So, okay, so I won't have to pay that $10,000 in bail.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, you have any other questions, Mr. Whitehead?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, so, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
I have position number 13. He's a conflict, Mr. Henson.
Well, she's on.
Okay, and this is Ms. McLeod's case. Do you want to go into a breakout room, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, I would appreciate that so I can explain to Mr. Henson the terms of the offer.
Okay, so if we can put 4 North and Ms. McLeod into a breakout room, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Can't do you now.
Okay, is there still nobody at the Alpharetta jail to help us? No?
Officer Norris is calling now, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
She in the breakout session with somebody else.
Mr. Dotis,
Yes, Your Honor.
on position number 19, you have MOU, hold for announcement. I'm not understanding what the MOU stands for.
Yes, Your Honor. I was told that Mr. Lawson was in medical.
Okay.
I was recently updated by Officer Blunt that he has been transferred to Union City. So I don't know if Union City is going to be on, but this might need a reset. I don't know about Union City. This might need to be a reset to Thursday. He has no more jail time on this offer, and I believe this is the only thing holding him. So I guess we could hold to announce and then address.
Okay, I'm sorry. So you'd like for us to do, someone is saying, well, I don't know if it's true or not, that he's not at Union City.
Right.
So what would you like for me to do with him today, Mr. Dotis?
Your Honor, if we could just hold on this.
Okay.
19, and then once, maybe we need some clarification, but we'll see if we can figure out what's going on with Mr. Lawson.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to.
But he has been reset multiple times. I see that in the chat, so we do want to make sure we are addressing it. For Mr.
Okay,
Taylor.
very good. Just let the court know. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This meeting is being recorded.
Yes, Ms. McLeod?
Your Honor, my client is going to accept the state's offer.
Okay, and this is this Mr. Henson?
Yes, it
Mr.
is.
Harrison.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Henson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state or purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Excuse me, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, sir. Yes, Mr. Pilon.
Judge, I apologize. What position is this?
Position number 13, Emmanuel Henson.
I have it. Thank you,
Your
Judge.
Honor, I am sorry, Your Honor. I thought that this was Mr. Hairston,
Say it
position
again.
number 12.
Okay, who do we have it for North?
My
Is this
clients are 12 and 11 and 12.
Yes.
This is Mr. Henson,
Okay. So this,
position 13.
okay, and this is Mr. Henson, Ms. McLeod. That's at 4 North.
Your Honor, my clients are position 12 and position 11, Mr. Hairston and Mr. Goodman.
We've already taken care of Mr. Goodman. Mr. Goodman was a waiver today. We have your clients down on the calendar as positions 12 and 13.
On the calendar, I had position 11 and 12. So that is the reason of the confusion. I have to look to see what the offer was for Mr. Harrison, for Mr. Hanson, because I don't know what it was, because I did not look at it, because I did not know that I would be representing him.
Okay, so
They are very similar offers, Judge. I'm sure it'll
Right.
take only a moment.
and okay, I'm gonna just who did you talk to, Ms. McLeod? Did you talk to Mr.
Well, I asked was this Mr. Harrison, and he said yes, but he may not have heard what I said.
Okay,
And because
so
the names are so similar, his name is Hanson and my client's name is Hairston.
okay, so let me do this, Mr. Pilon, for Mr. Henson, position number 13, Emmanuel Henson.
Yes, Judge. What's the recommendation?
Yes, he's charged with
Yes, Judge.
battery and riot.
Correct. It's 12 months to serve, 78 days, credit for time served, 39 days, balance suspended, no further contact with the victim, Stevens.
Well, that's the offer that I had. So, you know, and he told me he would accept the offer. It's just that the name was different.
Okay, do you want to inquire of him on the record that he's willing to accept that, Ms. McLeod, before I take the
I
plea?
will, Your Honor. I
For
will.
North, would you please unmute? Okay, go ahead, Ms. McLeod.
Mr. Hanson,
Yes.
the state's offer to you is similar to what I communicated to you, except that it's the days that they're saying that you served is less. I had told you that the days that you're going to get credit for was 208. But what the state's offer is 37 days. Essentially, it's essentially a time served plea offer and the balance suspended. Do you want to accept that offer?
Yes.
Okay. And all the other things that I discussed with you about you giving up your rights and so on remain the same. You understand that?
Yes.
You will not go to trial and so on, as I explained. Yes, Your Honor, I just want to accept the state's offer.
If nothing further, Mr. Henson, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004364A, you wish to plead guilty to battery and riot, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
Oh, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up the right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Henson, let's see. So it's a time served plea. Good luck to you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. McLeod,
Yes.
I have Mr. Harrison.
Right. Okay.
So
Position 12.
That is correct.
Okay.
He is my client.
Okay, and do you need to go into a breakout room with him?
Yes, Your Honor. I just need to explain the terms of his plea offer today.
Okay, so if we can put 5 North and Miss McLeod into a breakout room, please.
Okay, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, whoever is messaging me about Mr. Lawson, we're trying to raise Mr. Bernard Lawson. So if you'll just hang on the line with us, we will see if we can figure out where he is this morning. So just be patient. Thank you. And you don't need to. You're welcome.
Do you have a banana?
And Your Honor, I'm not sure if I'm interrupting anything, but I believe we're ready for position 10.
Okay. Well, we're still trying to get someone to acknowledge us from the Alpharetta jail.
I did have an officer connect us and I was able to speak with Mr. Bose.
Okay. So if we can have someone unmute Ms. DeBose at the Alpharetta jail, please.
We're here.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, good morning, Mr. DeBose. I appreciate that. I appreciate your patience with us this morning.
No problem.
And what are we doing with Mr. Bose today, Mr. Dotis?
Your Honor, this is going to be a not guilty plea. We'll be waiving arraignment and requesting to address bond.
Okay. What is the?
Is this position number 10?
Yes, this is position number 10.
Okay.
So can I get our history, please?
Stephen has 37 arrest cycles beginning in 1994. Let's see. Last arrest is the case that's on the calendar. Previous arrest before that was out of Franklin County, April of 2023, for theft by deception. resulted in a misdemeanor conviction on May 4th of 2023. Defendant has another misdemeanor conviction out of Hateville for driving while license suspended or revoked. Disposition date is November of 2017. Another misdemeanor conviction out of Fulton County for, let's see, it was a theft by shoplifting amended to disorderly conduct on October of 2017. There's another theft by shoplifting misdemeanor conviction out of DeKalb County, November of 2022. There's 3 FTAs and 2 violations of probation, and all of that history is within the last 10 years.
Okay, yes, Mr. Pilon?
Yes, Judge, in this matter, officers were working at the incident location, which I'm guessing is a bar, Judge. It's called Hammers, and was informed by an employee that the defendant was harassing customers. When officer made contact, the defendant refused all commands to step outside, place her hands behind her back, or identify herself. Once she was detained, a victim approached the officers and said the defendant had grabbed her private parts and punched her in the face. Judge, I show that there's currently a total $3,500 surety bond, and given the nature of the offense and the 3 recent FTAs, we're asking that you maintain that bond, that you order no further contact with the victim, who's Miss Shakila Stone, and stay away from the incident location, which I'll put in the chat.
Okay, Mr. Doders?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. DeBose is 50 years old and has been in custody for the past 25 days on a $3,500 surety bond that she cannot afford. I didn't hear any previous violent criminal history. I do have good contact information for Ms. DeBose, including her mother, who resides in Interlock, Georgia. She has been in the state of Georgia for over 30 years. I do have a good address for her that is not the incident location that you can return to, and that's a good address for mail for any court notices. She is a high school grad, having graduated from Stephen County High and last worked for Atlanta Paving. She will see if that job's waiting for her, but she is interested in any other jobs in customer service. She's clear on the stay away and no further contact with any victims. And we would request a signature bond because she can't afford any monetary amount of bond. She's also aware that she does have a hold in Franklin County that she will need to resolve and wants to be released to resolve that hold before addressing this case.
Judge, may we sound for Ms. Stone?
Yes, if Miss Shakila Stone is present and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. Mr. Dotis, I gave Ms. DeBose this bond back on July 3rd. I am not willing to give her a signature bond, but what I will do is I will reduce the 2. Do you have a copy of the bond order, the previous bond order, Mr. Dotis?
I can get it from Odyssey, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I gave her $1,000 good bond for the first battery charge. I will reduce that to a $500 good bond. For the simple battery charge, I gave her $1,000 good bond. I'll reduce that to a $500 good bond. So it's going to be a total of $1,000 good bond. And for the others, the willful obstruction, the disorderly conduct, and the possession and use of drug-related objects, I gave her $500 good bonds on each of those. I will do a split bond and make these signature bonds to the jail.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So it'll be a total of $1,000 good bond for the 2 battery charges. With all the other conditions that were listed on the previous bond, no further contact, the stay away from Virginia Avenue, and the no drugs, alcohol, or weapons. Okay.
Understood.
All right.
Your
good
Honor,
luck.
next
To you, Mr. Dose.
Thank you.
Next, we have position 34, Mario Taylor.
There's the other one, the FOB to the jail.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm muted.
It's gonna be a negotiated plea.
It will be, I believe, Your Honor. I need to double check with him though. I just need a moment with him on the telephone. If we could, is it possible for him to call me?
Are you asking me to call you or the defendant? I'm
No,
sorry.
no, is it possible for him to call me from?
Yes, it's Mr. Howard on the phone.
No, 2392.
You on the phone?
404-612-2392, please.
Are you on the phone?
No, we're not on the phone.
All right, I'll call that. I'll call you. I'm on my way to call you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, next we have Mr. Heath, Orlando Heath.
I didn't get the name, I'm sorry. What's your name, sir?
Orlando Heat.
Good morning, Mr. Heath. Give me just a moment. Mr. Heath is on the probation revocation calendar, position number 1. Yes, good morning, Mr. Heath. I'm Judge Eric Mara. This is the probation revocation calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Officer Harris.
Yes, Your Honor. The announcement from Mr. Orlando, his case was back from 2019. He has 4 months, 22 days remaining. All he had to complete was a drug and alcohol evaluation in the gun safety class. Probation, new recommendation is to give him credit for the time he served and to close his case.
Any objection, Mr. Howard?
No objection, Judge.
All right, time served. Good luck to you, Mr. Heath.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Have a good morning.
You do the same.
Position 12. Mr. Harrison.
See, that concludes my business, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yeah, did we do position 2? Stephen Johns?
Yes, Judge, the
Officer Harris?
announcement.
We have,
I can
say
give
it
an
again?
update on that, Judge.
I'm sorry, Mr. Howard, I can't hear you.
Mr. Johns is in Oconee County, and they were
Okay.
prepared to put him on Zoom today. That's been reset to Thursday. And Ms. Watson Cafe is going to be representing him. She knows about the reset as well.
Okay, thank you. And with that, Officer Harris, have a good day. Thank you.
You too, thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, we're ready on Mario Taylor, which is number 34.
Okay, I think that they've announced that Mr. Hairston is also ready. So let me take position number 12 first.
Thank you.
Ms. McLeod is ready. Okay, so given that Ms. McLeod is not, okay, there she goes.
Your Honor, I was just trying to unmute.
All right, so what are we gonna do with Mr. Hairston?
Mr. Harrison is going to accept the state's offer, Your Honor.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Hairston. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Yes, Mr. P1.
Yes, Judge, the recommendation is 12 months to serve, 200 days, credit for time served, 200 days, balance suspended, no further contact with the victim Stevens.
Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor, that is our understanding of the offer.
Mr. Harrison, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004363A, you wish to plead guilty to battery and riot. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Good luck to you, Mr. Harrison.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you have any further cases this morning, Ms. McLeod?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate you being here today.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, who do we have next?
Hopefully Mario Taylor.
Okay, and let's see. And is this gonna be a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
It's a
right.
one count, very simple matter.
Good morning, Mr. Taylor. I'm Judge Eric.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. I'm Judge Eric Marr. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand
Yes, Your
down.
Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Walker, excuse me.
Yes, Your Honor. It's gonna be time served 1 day.
Okay. Mr. McLean?
Nothing to add, Your Honor. He asked the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty while he stipulates the 3 necessary elements.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, it's my understanding that in case 23 CR 004476E, you wish to plead guilty to driving while your license was suspended or revoked. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Absolutely.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll accept the plea as negotiated, Mr. Taylor. Good luck to you, sir.
You as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we be excused, please?
If that's all you have for me, you may. See you later, Officer Melton.
Bye.
All right, have a good day.
Only for Savannah North.
Let's see, do we
Have
have,
a good day.
you also? Let's, I see that we have some of the bench warrant cases, ready to go. Are you all representing them, Mr. McLean, Mr. Doders, Mr. Howard?
Yes, Howard. Like Attorney Howard is walking over, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
I'll grab my laptop, Judge, in case I need.
Okay,
Like 6 flags. I love the way that you do it.
The Judge, I believe Mr. Hakeem Ali is the first one on the calendar.
okay. Mr. Ali, good morning. Are you with me? Mr. Ali? Can you hear me?
No, he's not connected to his auto. He's gonna have to connect.
Okay, Mr. Ali, apparently you're not connected to audio, so you're gonna have to log out and log back in because we're unable to hear you. Can you hear me, Mr. Ali? Well, apparently he can't hear me either. I see can we go to Miss Carson? I see that Miss Ebony Carson, Ward Carson's on the line.
I'm only showing 2 positions. Is there another?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, I have 4 positions, Mr. Walker.
Yes, I do as well.
Do you need for us to send you the? Or can I just give
Let
you
me
the
just-
case? Can I give you the case number?
Sure. Okay, I'm ready, Your Honor.
Say it again?
I'm ready for the
Okay,
case number.
okay, it's 22 CR 000673J.
Okay, it's coming up.
And according to Ms. Lewis, as of earlier today, there was not a bench warrant issued. As it's my understanding that she just missed the jury trial calendar on 7/17.
I'm reviewing Odyssey. I'm not seeing a bench warrant issued either, Your Honor. Unless I'm missing something. I don't see a warrant, Your Honor.
Okay, we didn't see one either. So, Mr. Howard, I don't see that a bench warrant has been issued as of yet. It's my understanding that Ms. Ward Carson missed Judge Besson's jury trial calendar on 7/17.
That's correct, Judge. And she and I spoke, she wouldn't have qualified for us based on job, and she would be a conflict for our office, but I did explain to her the process and she was prepared to speak, but this, right, I guess if one hasn't been issued, then that would certainly be preferable, as long as one doesn't issue, I guess.
Okay, so Ms. Carson, do we have let's make sure that we have your correct address so that you get notice. I don't know, did you receive notice of this jury trial calendar?
No, actually, because I actually had a sticker here at my desk, and later on that day, I looked up and I saw that I missed it. So the next day, I called pretrial, and Ms. Dixon told me to come down there to see her and to bring my ID so that I could be placed on the next calendar. But I was also told that she said that she did see like a warrant or something.
Okay, so I don't see one, but you say it again?
The case manager for Judge Besson has not processed it yet at this point. She missed court, but they haven't processed the warrant system yet.
Okay, so this court, Ms. Carson, normally gives you one time to miss court. So you've used up your one time now. You have to make sure that that you get to court the next time. Otherwise, the next time, if there's a bench warrant that is issued, it will be withdrawn this time. But if you miss court again, it won't be withdrawn in the future. You understand?
Yes, sir. Will I get a court date today?
No,
Or do
ma'am. Your case will be returned to the division judge, and you'll get another court date from the presiding judge, who is Judge Besson.
Okay, and should I continue to speak with pretrial?
Of course,
Yes.
yes, until you get a trial, until you get until you go to court. Okay? All right, so, but you need to make sure that, that if you move, that your address is updated, and it seems like you did get notice, but you just failed to appear. So, as I said, this is your one get out of jail free card, okay?
I understand, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, you have a good day, ma'am.
You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let's see, Mr. Ali, can you hear me now? You have to unmute yourself.
I'm mute.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. You're not driving, are you?
No, of course not. I'm not behind the wheel. I'm with my boss. We're going to a job, but I don't start working till 12.
Okay, all right. Let's see. It's my understanding that Mr. Ali missed a final plea calendar before Judge Roth on 7/6.
That's correct, Your Honor. He currently has a $5,000 pretrial bond.
Okay, and this is the only court date that he's missed?
From my understanding, it is also correct.
Okay, so Mr. Ali, as I was telling the last young lady, I will give, this court has the practice that I will withdraw a bench warrant on one occasion. So I'm not sure why you missed court, but if you miss court again, then the bench warrant won't be withdrawn the next time, okay? So did you get notice of this hearing? Why'd you miss this hearing?
Judge, we do represent him. I can tell you the notice was sent to the stay away address. So that was the address they had on file, the 5890 Hampton. And so he didn't get it, but now he's updated the court as of 7/19 with his current address, his mother's address. So it shouldn't be an issue going forward.
Okay, very good. So Mr. Ali, this, we'll set aside this bench warrant this time, but if you miss court again, it's not going to be set aside, okay?
All right, that's understood.
Okay, all right, very good. So Mr. Howard, if you'll prepare that for me, we'd appreciate it.
All right, we'll do that.
Let's see, is Samuel Sellers on the line?
Oh, it's
Samuel.
over.
So you're free to go, Mr. Ali. I think we have all your information, unless you have a question of Mr. Howard.
No, I have no question. Have a great day, sir.
Okay, you do the same. Thank you. Samuel Sellers, is Mr. Sellers on the line? And what about Tobias Stanford?
Mr. Sellers.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Walker, do you need this case number?
I found it, Your Honor. Mr. Stanford had a $3,000 signature bond through the jail. It looks like he missed an arraignment counter in front of Judge Morrison on July 3rd of this year.
Okay, Mr. Howard?
Judge, Mr. Stanford, we were able to find his application and he doesn't qualify for our services. But I do see there was a reason.
So, Mr. Stanford, did you change your address recently?
Yes, sir, I did. And I tried to update it with you guys before anything was in faction as far as a court date. And evidently I didn't receive the notification.
Okay, so it's up to you to make sure that you timely inform the court of any address changes. As I was telling the other people before you, it's my practice to set aside a bench warrant on one occasion. So I'll set this one aside, but if you miss another court date, it won't be set aside in the future, okay?
Yes, sir, I understand.
All right, very good. I know you don't represent him, Mr. Howard, but would you mind preparing that for the court also?
Yes, absolutely, Judge.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Stanford.
And thank you, Your Honor. You have a good day.
Thank you. You as well.
The other one is by a private attorney that came in and reset the case.
Okay.
Leah Eddies, I don't know if he's on the line. It's a private attorney.
They reset it for today?
Yeah, he's supposed to be here. I sent information to him in
Okay.
his office, his email, so I don't know why he's not on.
All right, well, it's 11:15, so Samuel Sellers or Mr. Khalil Edie, are either of you with us? Okay, well, neither of them are here. Let's see, we still have some people on the SAP calendar, so I take it that you're trying to raise them?
Martin, go sit there, green shield. Your Honor, Mr. Martin is to add on and he's ready for a negotiated plea.
Okay. Yes, good morning, Mr. Martin. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all-purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Yes, Mr. Walker.
Yes, Your Honor, 1 second. It is going to be 12 months to serve 38 days, credit for time served 19 days, balance probated with the conditions of a 6-week anger management course and a stay away from all MARTA while on probation.
Yes, Mr. McLean.
Yes, Your Honor. He states that he'd like the court to accept his negotiated plea of guilty. He does stipulate to the 3 necessary elements.
Okay, Mr. Martin, it's my understanding in case 23 CR 004289D, you wish to plead guilty to criminal trespass, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir, I'm not, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
I understand that, and I'm fully aware of that, Your Honor.
Okay, and has anybody forced you or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, there's no corruption in this court, Your Honor.
Okay, very good, Mr. Martin. I'll accept the plea as negotiated. As soon as you complete the 6-week anger management course, Mr. Martin, the probation will go to a non-reporting status, okay? So the sooner you get that done, the sooner you don't have to report to probation, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Martin.
All right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Martin.
Mr. Dodos,
Yes, Your Honor.
I see that position number 8 is a loan out to Cobb. Is that gonna need to be reset?
Your Honor, that's going, I've requested 1-week reset. Mr. Chavaria was brought into the room, but I didn't receive discovery until today, and this case isn't holding him, so I want to make sure that we adequately discuss all of his options.
Okay, so we'll reset position number 8 until next Tuesday.
No.
And are they still looking for Mr. Lawson?
Your Honor, I just received word that Mr. Lawson was put on a bus to Union City this morning. So we would request, we confirm that we'll have him on for Thursday. He's been reset a couple of times, and this is an offer with no additional jail time, so we do want to address it as soon as possible.
Okay, so you're requesting reset till Thursday, is that what I heard?
Yes, to the 7/27 SAP calendar.
Okay, we'll reset that until Thursday. Position number 23.
That was,
Savannah Norris,
we're still looking for her.
we're still looking for her.
Yes, Your Honor, we're still trying to
Okay.
figure out if we can meet her. You know the latest on
Well,
Savannah.
So aside from Ms. Norris, that takes care of everybody, is
I'm
that?
just informed that Thursday counter is too full. We do have too many cases on that counter for Thursday, Mr. Dotis. I understand that you want it reset to that point, but we are over our capacity on Thursday.
Well, we've had a number, we're just gonna have to put it on Thursday, I'm sorry, because this person's been reset a number of times, they've got a time served fee. And I don't want them to stay in, if they're gonna get out of custody, we're just gonna have to be over capacity, so. Sorry about that, but I'm not gonna have another person stay in jail longer than is necessary.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Unless, you know, or I'm on the SCA calendar this afternoon, if they can, well, if you all can get it on the SCA calendar, I'm happy to take the plea. Mr. Walker's like.
Just a smile.
I'm willing to accommodate in whatever way I can. Otherwise, it'll be reset till Thursday.
Thursday is fine, Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor, and I know that the Union City reopening is a very new thing, so I don't know if they have the Zoom set up yet. I'm happy to look into it, but it was new to me that we were even moving people back to Union City.
Okay, I was just trying to be accommodating, so
Thank you.
we'll reset over objection until Thursday. So as we wait on that last person, can we go over the calendar? Is that possible?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I think we're gonna be good. 05. Okay.
Can everybody hear me? I'm assuming everybody can hear me.
Can you all hear Ms. Lewis?
Yeah,
I can't hear you, Miss Lewis.
Thank you, Ms. Grace. I appreciate that. I'm gonna start with these loose counters for probation revocation counter. Position 1 was commuted time served. Position 2 and 3 is gonna be set to the probation revocation counter for Thursday, July 27th. Position 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9 were all commuted to time served. On the DV bench warrant counter, position 1 is going to be reset for the notice bench warrant set aside. Position number 2, we're still holding our to the attorney comes on the counter, which is going to be reset for the notice. Position number 3 is reset for the notice bench warrant is set aside. Position number 4, reset for the notice bench warrant was set aside. The add-on counter for the state all-purpose counter, position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 is going to reset to the competency counter for August the 10th at 11 o'clock. On to the regular calendar. Position number 1 was a plea. Position number 2 was null cross. Position number 3 was a plea. Position number 4 was a plea. Position number 5 was null cross. Position number 6 was not guilty, waiver arraignment, reset for trial, further notice. Position number 7 is reset for the competency counter for August the 10th. 5. Position number 8 is reset for the SAP counter for Tuesday, August the 1st. Position number 9, defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty. The bond was modified to a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position number 10, defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty. Case is reset for trial, further notice. The bond was modified to a $2,500 split bond. Position number 11, defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty. The case is reset for trial, further notice. Position number 12 was a plea. Position number 13 was a plea. Position number 14, defendant was released. Case is reset, further notice. Position 15, defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty. Case is reset for trial, further notice. Position number 16 was a plea. Position number 17, defendant waiver arraignment, not guilty. Case is reset for trial, further notice. Modifier of the bond is a $3,000 SOB through the jail. Position number 18 is reset for the SAP counter for Tuesday, August the 1st. Position number 19 is going to be an add-on Thursday counter SAP for July the 27th. Position number 20, defendant was released. The case is reset, further notice. Position 21 is reset for the SAP counter for next Tuesday, August the 1st. Position 22, defendant waive appearance, not guilty, reset, waiver arraignment, reset for trial, further notice. Position 23, we're still holding. Position 24, a defendant was arraigned, not guilty, case is reset for trial, further notice. Position 25 was a plea. Position 26, defendant's released, case is reset for a further notice. Position 27 and 28, defendant was arraigned, not guilty, case is reset for trial, further notice. Position 29, defendant was arraigned, not guilty, the case is reset for trial, further notice. Position number 30 was a plea. Position 31, defendant was arraigned, not guilty, case is reset for trial, further notice. Position 32 was a plea. Position 33, supposed to be receiving a transfer to Superior Court, correct, Mr. Walker?
Correct.
Okay. Position 34 was a plea. Position 35 was a plea. Position 36 is a non-pros. Position 37 was a plea. And that completes the calendar. Any questions or concerns or corrections? Please make sure you send all your non-pros orders in a timely manner so I can get them signed off by the judge. You can send them to Katrina Lewis at FultonCountyGA.gov. And all the plea paperwork also please send to me in a timely manner if I can have the judge sign off. Any questions? Thank you. Until we get position number
Okay,
24.
so we're holding for position 23.
23.
Here comes Miss Norris.
Okay. Sit down right here.
Yes, sit there.
Okay.
Yes, good morning, Ms. Norris. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state all purpose calendar that we're conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hands down. Thank you, ma'am. And this is going to be a negotiated plea, is that right?
Yes.
Mr. McLean, Mr. Dotis?
Represented, Your Honor, yesterday afternoon and later on, we double checked again. She was said to be in central holding and they had no way to get a deputy to bring her out. So we'd be glad to talk to her and convey this offer to her on a breakout with Mr. Dotis's computer would work, his laptop.
Okay, can we get that done?
Oh, to take you out of the break room? Okay.
I think she's looking for an officer at ACDC to take her out of the breakout room.
Okay, and what are we gonna do with Ms. Norris?
Push that mark. It's just a one count case, Your Honor. It's a negotiated plea, pretty simple.
Okay.
And if I might ask anybody at ACDC, if it would be possible to get a phone number and an address of an emergency contact.
She's right here.
Right. If y'all could chat that to us, just an address for mail, an emergency contact, and a phone number. That's all we need.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 24 days, credit for time served, 12 days, balance probated with the conditions of an anti-theft course, and to stay away from the incident location, which is Walmart, located at 4735 State Route 138 in Union City, Georgia.
Mr. McLean?
Your Honor, she does ask the court to accept her negotiated plea of guilty, and she does stipulate to factual basis identification.
It's Kimball Street.
Venue.
Okay. Ms. Norris, it's my understanding that in case,
East.
hold on,
What else?
go ahead and finish up what you're doing, Ms. Norris.
Okay, East Kimball. KIMBO Street, Newnan, Georgia.
Zip code
30263.
302.
30263.
Okay.
I need a phone number.
That's your address?
Yes, that's my address. I do not have a phone number right now because my phone is off.
Is there another way of contact, a family member or a friend?
Yes, my grandmother.
You can mute yourself for a second.
678.
What's your grandmother's name?
Officer Milton, this is all on YouTube. Do you want to, thank you.
I'm asking now.
That one did. Sure.
Hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have all the information that we need? Can I take this plea, please?
I believe she's given it, Your Honor, so, yes.
Thank you. Ms. Norris, it's my understanding in case 23 CR 004462G, you wish to plead guilty to theft by shoplifting, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge and that by pleading guilty to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Thank you. I'll accept your plea as negotiated, Ms. Norris. As soon as you complete the theft class, the probation is going to terminate. So the sooner you get that done, the sooner you won't be on probation, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. With
Can
that,
Can I
yes.
now be excused, Your Honor?
I'm going to excuse everyone. Everyone can be excused. We are done with the 11 o'clock calendar. You all have a good day. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Mom, look right there. I can freeze it. You want nice